Hello everyone, hello, hope you're doing okay. Chocolo Roberto here for a live review, this time of Fox's Rounds. Yes, various, you might think there's only one type of Fox's Rounds, but we've actually got 6 of them to review today, so quite a few, quite a few. Hope you're doing alright, and hi, good to see you, Adriana, good to see you. So hopefully you have, yes, there we go, good to see you in time, made it in time, thank you so much. Yeah, great to see you. Oh, how are you doing today, and how's the chocolate situation where you are? Another wonderful live stream. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, it's great to see you. I hope everything's going well for you and you're having a lovely weekend so far. Been a bit of a hectic one for me today. Basically, I went to get some chocolates today and ended up getting the wrong ones by accident. So I've got to go back and get those a bit later on. So it's going to be a bit of one of those days where things just don't quite go right, basically. But I'm hopefully going to get back on top of it. And hi there, Cookie. Yes, it has been some time. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. What's that? Is that Dior, does it say there? Expensive taste. But I hope you're doing well, everyone. I hope you're doing okay. Fox's, for those who don't know, it's a brand of biscuits in UK. They make sort of, I wouldn't say they're very, I don't know, I wouldn't say they're upmarket necessarily, but they're not necessarily cheap biscuits either. They're kind of very, I don't know, I wouldn't say high end, but they're very, I don't know, just exquisite, I think you'd say. A bit nicer than normal biscuits. I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, really. But they're just very much more of a exuberant, a bit more indulgent, I think that's the word, than regular biscuits. And they do various selections and things like that, various biscuits and things, and they're usually pretty nice, to be honest with you. And they usually, you know, I think they do potentially do some normal-ish biscuits, but they're generally ones that have got chocolate involved in some way, shape or form, or a cream involved in some way, shape or form. So there'll be, you know, a sort of biscuit type with cream in the middle, or one with covered in chocolate, or a bit of chocolate and a bit of cream. You know, it'll be all sorts of things like that. So yeah, very, very, very interesting one. Now they do a type of biscuit called the round, essentially, which is found in there. I don't know which came first, whether it was the selection box with them in, or whether they were released separately first. I'm not sure, but it's one of their sort of famous looking biscuits. And this is the regular one here, so you can see here. Yes, the milk chocolate rounds. There we go. So it's basically a sort of shortcake biscuit. Well, it says that actually, but shortcake biscuits coated in smooth chocolate. So that's the gist of it. But they've done a various few others nowadays. They do different types, different sort of flavours, or ones with different, some sort of gimmick involved with them, basically. So whether it be a white chocolate one or something like that. They look fancy, but they're so expensive. I think they're not too bad. I mean, well, probably where you are, though, Adrian, they're probably expensive because they're imported. But here, they're not massively expensive. They're probably expensive for what they are in comparison to other biscuits. You know, we get like 6 of them in here, for instance. I think 6 or 8 or something like that. Whereas you can get a whole pack of biscuits for the same price. You're a big fan of them, Cookie. Good to see. Yes, good to see. You got the right name as well, Cookie. Well, I guess in the UK, cookies are a specific type of biscuit, but I know in the US, cookies is basically what they call biscuits. So there we go. Now, speaking of which, I would eat that. I love fancy cookies. Yeah, you'd love these ones, Adriana. They're very nice, very indulgent, very lovely they are as well. They are very tasty, it has to be said. Very tasty indeed. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, if you want to indulge yourself one weekend or something like that and buy a pack of them, even though they cost a bit where you are, I would definitely recommend it. I mean, how much are they where you are anyway? What's the price? Let's have a look at what the just is. They look very nice, as I say. You've probably seen the top left. There's a couple of others. I've got 6 to go through today. One of which is might be a bit potentially past its best, but you know what I mean. Needs to get reviewed, so we'll see what happens. Now, is there any description? I think there is something here. Let's have a look. What does it say? We've got some shenanigans from Foxes there. At Foxes, we understand every biscuit needs to give you a little moment of pleasure. This is very true. That's why we've used our expertise developed since 1853 and high quality ingredients like the generous, rich chocolate in our Foxes Chocolatey. Okay, to bake our fabulously tasty biscuits for you to enjoy. foxesbiscuits.co.uk with a hyphen in between. There we go. So milk chocolate 71%. Anything of interest there? It's got palm fat in there. You can see there, palm fat. Mango. I say mango. Interesting. It's got mango in various proportions there. This is interesting. Anything else that stands out? Can't say anything particular, but it's not too bad. Milk chocolate taste cocoa solids 25% minimum. Milk solids 14% minimum. It's not bad there. Quite a good milk chocolate. Made in the UK. Using chocolate from more than one country. This is vegetarian, 130 grams. Biscuits show not actual size. Get in touch, not happy. Allergy advice, stuff like that. Yes, there we go. I'm seeing, there we go. Yes, I guess that's just the description we've seen before. So pretty good. Have you ever had Reese's peanut butter cups? I have indeed. In fact, I've famously, for those who visit my house, I've got a £1/2 peanut butter cup on the side, which I reviewed at one point. They came in a 2-pack. I reviewed one of them about 3 years ago, maybe 4. And basically, the other one's an ornament now, and it's still fine. It's still going strong. A bit dusty, but still going strong. Yeah. Don't think I'll find here, but I can try. Ah, see, if I find them, I'll let you know. They usually market fancy cookies, biscuits during Christmas. Ah, okay. Well, it's worth seeing if you can. Worth seeing, but it might be quite expensive. But they're worth getting. Worth seeing if you can find them. All right, let's give these. Did we see the calories on these ones? I don't think we did we? Did they have the calories on them? I didn't see it anywhere. It's on the edge here somewhere. Nutrition information. There we go. 400 grams, 512 calories. 26 grams of fat, to which saturates 15. I'm not sure how many biscuits are in. Well, it probably says somewhere, but I can't see easily how many portions are in this one. But I assume it's 8. I think it'll be 8 biscuits in here. We'll see if there's any difference between this and the other types. So there we go. Reese's peanut butter cups are your life. I know, I love a massive one. Yeah, they're really, those half-pound ones were very impressive. I mean, like 1,000 calories each, though. Very, very ridiculous. But they were pretty, they're about that big. And so deep, yeah, very, very indulgent. I think, well, I'll show you actually. I've got it. It might be a bit dusty, as I say, but I'll go grab it. Won't be a second. Yeah, here we go. Here it is. Here, this is that's a bit dusty, but it has been there for about 3 or 4 years. Yeah, my little ornament there. So there we go. But they come out, I think, at special times of year. I think that's a bit like Adriana was saying, maybe sort of, I don't know, Christmas or something like that. But yeah, you definitely enjoy those. Oh my gosh, well, you get 2 in a pack. You didn't get just 1, you got 2 of them, believe it or not. I mean, it's ridiculous, really. Yeah. But yeah, you would like those cookies. I mean, look at that. It's just ridiculously big, yeah. Ridiculously big. But very, very indulgent, very nice as well. I say I did, but I mean, it was a while back I reviewed it, so if you can find my review, maybe have a look at that. But that's how long I've had it for, basically. So that was well before, 2000. I think it was 2018, 19. I think so. It was quite some time ago. I think anyway. All right, yes. Let's give these an open, shall we? So I'll put the other camera on so we can see it. But let's have a look. A bit of an open then, just so you can see what I'm doing. It's not too clear, but apologies for that. But there we go. Maybe I could do a better camera angle, maybe, but maybe one day get some better camera setup, maybe. But it's a bit difficult to get it just right, I think. All right, let's have a look then. So I don't think I'm going to dunk all these in a coffee, like a warm drink. I think I might try just the original ones, because I think they're all going to be quite similar. So the coffee will probably go a bit cold. So there you go. There they are. Look at that. Yes. So there you go. 8 in a pack. You can see. I'll show them up here as well. There we go. So yeah, quite a nice design on them. You can see. So look, quite a nice milky smell, milky chocolate smell. You can see there. I think the design's changed over the years. Quite a sort of regular design now. Just a cog, like a bit of I wouldn't say a shamrock, but like one with a bit more leaves, I guess. Obviously, not as high in the middle as it is at the sides. It's got that sort of indent. Well, anyways, there's the hole in the O is the O in foxes is a hole. It's quite interesting. Let's give it a measure, shall we? We've got the calipers here. I'll put the other one on so you can see actually. Maybe I'll just do it up here. How about that? All right, so it's a bit wide at the bottom than at the top. Let's see, about 5 centimeters. It's a bit. Well, I'll probably measure with the ruler. The height. About 1 centimetre in height. Yeah, and then I've got the little measuring stick somewhere. Where's it gone? Here it is. So at the top, maybe I'll put the other camera on so you can see. So look. About from the highest point to the highest point, well, the widest point to the widest point, about 4.6. There we go, yeah. I'll say at the bottom, widest point to widest point is about 4.9. 5 centimetres. Yeah, about 5 centimetres actually. But there is some indents, but it loses a couple of millimetres. Very interesting, yeah. I also have another suggestion. You should totally find the Whitman's chocolate. I got them for my mum on Mother's Day. The giant cup was so fun to eat. Yes, I got to stomachache. It's too much. Whitman's chocolate. I haven't heard of that one before, I don't think, Adriana. You have to, yeah, sure, I'll have to look out for that. Yeah, I do have on, if you're ever on Discord, I do have a sort of chocolate suggestions page or section on there. So if you're ever on Discord, it's a good way, because basically it's so many, it's hard to remember them all. I'll try and remember, but I don't think I've, Yeah, I don't think I've heard them before. Sound interesting, no? Yes, you have tried so many Reese's things. I'm shocked. Yeah. Well, basically doing a chocolate review channel, you do, you do happen upon them is the gist of it. Yeah, so some of them I've still got to do in the backlog actually. The Reese's bar, but I've done most of the cups. Done some special ones, the white chocolate ones, Reese's pieces as well. So I've done quite a few, but there's still more out there I haven't done, I have to say. Might be a playlist of Reese's stuff, maybe. Yes. It looks like a flour cookie. It does a bit, as I say, it has an interesting look, doesn't it? It does have an interesting look. It used to look that way, but it does look a bit floury now, has to be said. Yeah. All right, so I'll tell you what. So we get 8 in a pack. I mean, the problem you can see with this is that there's massive gaps between those. So you can clearly see that really, if you took the pack, and we'll just, let's see, I'll just put the other, it's on, it's already on. Yeah. So how to do this? What I'm going to try and show is the fact that you could easily fit more than 4 in this box if you took away the gaps. You know what I mean? So there we go. So we didn't have the gaps there. Just slightly more. You could easily, it goes. Let's see. You can see on that edge there. You can see where 3 of them have got up to already from the edge of the plastic tray. And there's still all that room there, so you could easily, and then if you put in the 4th one, it's just roughly a bit further than there. So basically, you could fit in another 2 biscuits at least. And then don't forget, there's a bit of height as well, where there's, there's a good centimetre or 2 you don't need in width as well, because of that lip at the top. So you get, so there's so much, you could at least get 2 more in, basically, at least. Yeah, it's a bit rubbish that, but that'll be the case with them all, I think. So I won't emphasise that too much with the rest of them because we've done it there, but that's the gist of it, I think. Yeah. Okay, I'll be back. Going to watch a review of Reese's videos. Okay, see you in a bit then, Cookie. See you in a bit. Hope you enjoy them. Maybe lots of gaps, but it's worth it. Yeah, I mean, they all do it, to be honest with you, Adrian. They all do it. It's not an uncommon thing, but, it doesn't mean it should be okay because they all do it, and some of them don't, of course, but yeah, imagine really, it just takes up so much more space than it needs to do. You could fit more in. I mean, I had a good example of some chocolates I did. What are they called? I forgot what they're called now. Toffees they're called, basically, where they released another version, a limited edition one, with basically a quarter more of toffees in there, and in the same size box because they got rid of the gappage, So it is, you sometimes don't think about it, but yeah, crazy. All right, let's give us a bit of a snap. Okay, so there we go, look at that. Yes, so quite thick, indulgent chocolate there. So it looks very nice indeed. Very good indeed, yeah. So, all right, so I think we need to give this a taste. Not melting in my hands, which is quite nice. Allow me to handle it quite well. So let's give it a go. Let's see. It's a lovely biscuit. Yeah, it's a very nice biscuit. It's lovely thick chocolate, basically. I think the chocolate itself is a bit it's a bit creamy for me. It's a very much a milk chocolatey. It's very milky, if you know what I mean. It's okay, but it's definitely on that side of things. I think it's kind of a bit too much for me in a way, but it's just about okay. There's there's not too much biscuit in there, but I think I prefer a bit more biscuit maybe in this case. I don't know. I think maybe there's just too much chocolate. I know that sounds a bit silly, really, but I feel like maybe there is, because it's not the best chocolate. I don't think it's okay. But depends what you like. If you like a very sort of Belgian-y sort of style chocolate, quite sort of creamy like that, milky, I guess you might say, you might like this one a bit more than I do. But it's okay. Hi, Andrew. Good to see you. Let's do a version of these, which are basically the same but thicker. Who watches make them, to be honest? Yeah, I think you've said that before, where you think they might be supplied by Foxes. Wouldn't surprise me. But a bit thicker though. Unusual. Yeah, you'd think you'd just supply the same ones, wouldn't you? But having said that, I think QP was saying that these versions in the actual selection boxes they do are smaller than the individual packs, unless they're doing a slow transition. Yeah, good to see you, Andrew. How's uni going? Hope you're doing all right and got those assignments done. I don't know why they have the gaps. I feel they're being skimpy, but this looks very good. Chocolate biscuits are your fave, yeah. They're not bad at all, I know. Well, the gaps basically, you could say it's for shelf presence and things, so they could sort of stand out a bit more on the shelf, but they could give you more by the same token, couldn't they, to fill it out more? Perish the thought. It's basically, yeah, just to be skimpy, really. But it's not uncommon. Now, I won't dip all of them into a coffee, I think. I've got one here. Just because they're all it's going to have roughly the same effect, basically, and I think it might be a bit excessive to do it, and the coffee will get a bit cold over time, but give it a bit of a dunk. I must say, though, Dunked in a coffee. Or any one thing. I think it's. I mean, all biscuits taste better generally when dunked in a coffee. I think there's only a couple, from my experience, that don't. But this one, very much so. You know, you could easily increase the star rating by a good half a mark. Well, full mark rather, at least. Very nice, actually. Very nice indeed. Let me just. Yeah. Not bad at all. That was really nice. And actually, the chocolate even benefits from it. The chocolate's even, you know, I was a bit, chocolate's I'm in line with the chocolate, but when dunked, the chocolate is so much nicer, actually. It just comes into its own. But I think you can say that about pretty much any biscuit. They'll always be better when dunked, I think. So it's one of those where I can't really take it too much into account. But definitely dunked is where it's at with these. Softens the middle biscuit lovely and makes the chocolate so lovely. And yeah, lovely and melty, very nice. M&S do their extremely chocolatey range. It's all about chunky biscuits and chunky chocolate. Yes, yeah. I did a review of an M&S biscuits selection at some point. I don't feel like I bought one. I'm sure I must have reviewed it a couple of years back at Christmas or something. But I don't remember. Yeah, I have to look back into that. I don't remember for certain. I'm sure I did. I never knew you dip your chocolate in coffee. Did the same thing, yes. I mean, you could dip, yeah. I mean, some chocolatey treats you can use as straws as well, Adrian. I don't know if you try like Kit Kat Chunkies, for instance. If you nibble off, or just regular Kit Kats, nibble off both ends, they work as straws. A lot of ones with wafer in and things like this generally do, and they're very good as well. They're not, you know, you don't need to make much effort for it to work. You know what I mean? So yeah, worth trying. But yes, biscuits generally a dunkable thing in the UK for sure. Yeah, definitely biscuits. As I say, there's not many biscuits that don't taste better when dunked, really. So this one for me, I mean, basically a chocolate digestive rather is about 3.5 out of 5. About 3 out of 5. I think this one, you know, I mean, when dunked, you're talking 4.5 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5. But I think generally it's okay. I think for me, I feel like a 4 is maybe too high for it, but it's not far off. But I think it's more of a 3.5 out of 5 for me, but it's nearly a 4. It is a nice indulgent biscuit, but I think for me the chocolate is a bit of a letdown on it, really. But it's nice. It's not to say it's not nice. I think a regular digestive is a 2 out of 5. Milk chocolate digestive is a 3 out of 5. So I think you get the gist of it there. So, you know, not bad. It's nearly a 4, but I think it'd be too much to give it a 4, I think. Yes. I've used the Twix as a straw and a Kit Kat as well. It's very fun. Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, they're the perfect ones for it. Especially, yeah, not bad at all. That, yeah. Some of them, it's just amazing, isn't it? It's just a whole new world, and the chocolate tastes so nice as well afterwards. It's so lovely and melty. It can be a bit messy if you're not careful. If you're not careful, but yeah. Right, so let's move on to the next one. We've got the white chocolate ones now. Look at this. Basically the same thing, shortcake biscuits, but with white chocolate, coated in smooth white chocolate, it says. Yeah. So obviously for white chocolate fans, white chocolate, I mean, there is some variation in white chocolate. It's definitely less variation in white chocolate than milk chocolate generally. But having said that, you know, I think that's just purely because I think a lot of companies don't really make much of an effort with white chocolate. I think you just sort of, I don't know. Although, having said all this, I'm not too sure. I've tasted ones with vanilla in. Sometimes they just add vanilla in for whatever reason. And it's not really, you know, it's like passing off, you know, orange flavoured milk chocolate is just regular milk chocolate, isn't it? It's not really the same. I mean, I know you can add vanilla to a lot of things, but sometimes it's a bit too excessive in white chocolate. I think Lindt tend to do that a bit. But, yeah, generally, though, it's pretty interesting. There's, to say, the variance of it is quite nuanced, I think. But some of them definitely taste a lot better than others. I think Nestle is very good for their white chocolate. There's a company in Finland as well I really liked. I think it's Panda it was called. There you go. Shortcake biscuit coated in white chocolate. Chocolate biscuits coated in white chocolate. And the ingredients, does it say there? White chocolate, 71%. So the same percentage as the other one from memory. It's deciding to not focus in a bit. There we go. Does it have any palm oil in? I don't think it would do. Can't see. No, it does. It does have palm. There we go. Gives me that. Some on my finger. Okay. White chocolate contains milk size 14% minimum. Made in UK. 130 grams, suited to vegetarians. This is natural size. And go get in touch, things like this. And the nutrition information. And per 100 grams, 522 calories, 27 grams of fats, 15 of which are saturated. So that's roughly the same. It's a bit, oh, there you go, approximately 8 servings per pack. It's a bit rubbish though, it doesn't tell you per biscuit really. I think it should definitely give you the calories per biscuit. What's the weightage, does it say? 130 grams, I think that's the same as the other one. I assume it was, yeah. 130 grams as well, upside down there, but you can you can see it, I'm sure. Yeah, so 130 grams. So for the whole box, obviously more than what's on there. So yeah, difficult one to work out, but I'm sure you possibly can. But there we go, one of those. White chocolate is very good. Don't see it. See it a lot there. Did you get white chocolate Reese's where you are, Jan? That's something we get here as well. Yeah. Now, hello, Jan. Good to see you, Jan. Good to see you. Yes, not doing too bad at all. How are things for you today? Yes, how are things for you? Hope you're having a lovely weekend. Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Not too bad. Been one of those days and weeks really this week, I must say, to be honest with you. I'm glad it's the weekend, but yeah, it's running away from me already, it has to be said. They look delicious. They certainly do. I mean, yeah, they certainly, especially if you're a white chocolate fan. We'll see. Will they taste as good as they look, I think. Let's give them a bit of an open. Let's have a look. Let's have a see. I'm quite excited for these. Can't believe how many different boxes rounds there are now, really. They've definitely branched out a bit. Yes, I get white chocolate Reese's, so they're great. They're so great, yeah. Yes, it's it. It's well, there we go. So quite similar to the other ones. Imagine what would be a good thing to do is doubling them up with the white milk chocolate ones. Imagine that. Yeah, there we go. There we are. Yes, lovely white chocolate smell. Not bad at all. So going to be the same size as the other ones. You can clearly see same weightage on the box. Look at that. Looks great, doesn't it? Look at that. When did the dark chocolate ones? Well, I'd love to double them up and eat them like that. That's how it should be, isn't it? And you can use them as a sort of, well, I don't know what you could use them as, some kind of viewing device, but but there we go. Yeah, so going to be the same as your ones. I mean, I will give them a quick measure, but I won't spend too long, just because we've already measured it. They're exactly the same size as the other ones. About 5 centimetres as before, about 1 in height, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think, as I say, I'll just quickly, we lost a couple of millimetres, didn't we? So it's about 4.8 in width at the top, and between the segments at the bottom, about 4.8. Yeah, so use a couple of millimetres with those little gappages and things like this. You can see the same design as before. Interesting at the bottom, you can see that weird design there, can't you? See that sort of, those weird patterns. Don't know what that's about. That's very interesting. You're definitely finding these, yeah. These will definitely be ones up your street, I think, Andrew. You got to, yeah. I mean, I don't see if you've got a sort of import shop or something like that. Hopefully, you'll be able to, yeah, get them that way. I mean, that's might cost a bit though, but hopefully, it'll be worth it. All right, let's give it a snap. Ooh. Bit of a mess, that one. There you go. So basically the same as the other one, just with white chocolate. You can see a bit more the pronounced biscuit, the way it's been baked at the sides and things. Very interesting. Yeah. Very nice indeed. Yes, pattern on the bottom. Is that the same pattern on the bottom of a party ring? Made by Foxes. Yeah, I wonder if it's their... Interesting, that. I wonder if it's their kind of... I don't know. Either drying area where they sort of enrobe the chocolate, something they've let, had it resting on, I guess. Interesting. Wonder if that's it. Yeah, because I guess they probably use the same thing for the party rings. When the party rings are just biscuits, aren't they? So maybe it's just some part of the process, the escalator, well, not escalator, travelatory type thing, conveyor belt thing. All right, let's give this one a taste. Let's see. Yeah, it's lovely actually, this one. I think out of the box it's definitely works better than the regular milk chocolate one actually, I think. I think the taste of the white chocolate is just perfect, it's just spot on really actually. I think that's really nice. I mean, it's quite a sort of sweet white chocolate, but it doesn't seem to clog in the throat. I think there's not enough of it too, but it's just not in a bad way. I think it's just perfectly balanced with the biscuit there. That's really nice actually. Quite subtle white chocolate. It's not the strongest flavour one I've tasted, I don't think, but I think that's in a good way as well. That's very nice. I might have to dunk this actually. I said I wasn't going to dunk all of them, but I think this one we'll just have to, give it a go. Why not? Don't know if it'll work as well, but not bad at all. I don't think there's a vanilla taste this one. I don't think there is. I mean, you know, maybe naturally tastes of vanilla, but I couldn't taste anything specifically. I can't see any vanilla extract added to it, so I don't think there is. Yeah, can't see anything. Just flash it up quickly there, see if you can spot anything, but I can't see anything myself. Might be, of course, to say flavourings, but yeah. No, very nice, this one, very nice indeed. I think this is really nice. Really lovely. I think it's actually better than the milk chocolate one, strangely enough. You'd think the milk chocolate one might be better, but I think this one's definitely just works nicer. It's not quite as nice when dunked as the milk chocolate one is, though, conversely. But I definitely think it's a bit of a, yeah, it's a lovely white chocolate, this one. White chocolate always goes with biscuits. Into the Cadbury white fingers are nicer than the regular milk chocolate ones. Yeah, with the Oreo biscuits a few years back, the white ones were nice. Yeah, that's a good point, that. Those ones, those weird Asda ones as well tasted nicer. Yeah, I think you're right there. Lovely. I think it's just because the proportion just works well proportionally, I think, as well. It's whatever it is, it has something going for it for sure. Yeah, I think this one for me works really well. As I say, when dunked, I don't think quite pops as much as the milk chocolate one, but that's because the milk chocolate one didn't taste as nice as this to begin with. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. Maybe it brings them up to the same level, maybe. But I think this one for me, 4 out of 5. Yeah, really nice. Lovely white chocolate. You don't see many white chocolate biscuits. I'm trying to think, there was a white chocolate digestive, wasn't there, that was coming out some time ago. I don't know whether I reviewed that or not. I wonder what happened to that. Sure I remember seeing it or getting it, but I don't recall it really, so I don't know what happened with that one. Interesting. Yes, if I find these, the white chocolate ones are coming home with me, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, fingers crossed you get your hands on some of these, Adrian. I think, you know, whichever one you get, I think you'll be happy, basically. I think you will be happy. Well, where do we go from here? Well, this is not, it was new about maybe a year or two ago. The salted caramel ones this time. Look at this. Yeah, salted caramel flavoured shortcake biscuits coated in smooth milk chocolate. So it says the biscuits are flavoured salted caramel there, but they always say that. I'm sure it's the chocolate that's flavoured, and I can't see, yeah, you know, quite sure that will be the case. They say that in a lot of biscuits, and digestives do it as well. I'm quite sure it's not the case. There you go. We'd love to hear from you. Get in touch. Calories per 100 grams, 505 calories. 30.7, 24 grams of fat, 13.7 rich and saturated. So that's a bit less than the other ones. 8 servings per pack, 505 calories. Let's see. Let's have a quick check. Yeah, I think it's these are the milk chocolate ones from before. Seem to have a bit more calories in them. Not much more, just per 100 grams. 512 there, is it? Yeah. So a bit more. Not much more though, but a bit more. Yeah, let's have a look at the ingredients then, just to see anything of interest there. I think it'll be the same gist. I think it's just got caramel flavouring in, salted caramel flavouring. Will it focus in? It's milk chocolate 71%. Buttermilk palm oil in there. There. Mango in as well, mango kernel, which is interesting again. And palm oil a bit further down. Yeah, there we go. And then what's the cocoa solids there? Milk chocolate is cocoa solids 25% minimum, milk solids 14% minimum. So same as before, 130 calories, grams, same as before. So vegetarians enjoy wisely, it says. It's the actual science. There we go. Oh, very nice. Lovely. Yes, salted caramel and a biscuit. That sounds heavenly. Yeah, unfortunately though, it won't be real actual salted caramel. It's just flavouring. Unfortunately, Adrian. I wish it was salted caramel, real salted caramel, and I think that would be great. But unfortunately, it's just going to be flavouring. But there we go. Is this brand the more expensive one? Yeah, it's a bit more. I wouldn't say it's upmarket, but it's definitely a bit more upmarket than regular ones. Yeah, they're definitely, you know, a bit more indulgent than regular biscuits for sure. Yeah, I wouldn't say they're ridiculously expensive. You know, they're just a bit more expensive than regular biscuits. Yeah, they come in chocolate selections as well, generally, things like this. But yeah, they are sort of a more of an upmarket biscuit. Basically, they don't really tend to do normal biscuits. They probably do, but they don't tend to, if that makes sense. They tend to be all ones with chocolate coatings or creams, a bit more indulgent, basically. You know, generally. All right, let's have a look. So it's basically these are going to be the same. Yeah, the flavouring that's peachy. Yes, it's a bit it's a bit of a shame, but we're basically the same biscuit as before. We'll get it out of the wrapper, which I can't. But But basically, the chocolate's going to be flavoured salted caramel. Even though it says it's the biscuit, it's going to be the chocolate. So you can see, yeah, here we go. It's a bit, well, definitely has a nice salted caramel smell. But you can see it's got the same things, the same size packet, box. You can clearly see here that if you took all these spaces out between them, you could fit in, we just showed before, you could fit in another one. I mean, it is ridiculous that that's the case. But we've seen it many times before. I'll just try and show you now if I can. See if I can. So roughly there you can see kind of put them side by side there. It's a bit not overly scientific, but I think you get the gist of it. This massive gap at the end. Yeah, really, isn't it? So yeah. So you could easily fit in another one, which is 2 more biscuits because they're piled 2 on top of each other. So yeah, a bit disappointing that, but there we go. Well, you consider if you wanted to look at it in a sort of if the environment and things like that's important to you and stuff like this, of course, it reduces the size of the boxes that they would need to ship them in and things like this by by a fifth basically, wouldn't it? So it'd be a fifth smaller, presumably in length at least. So if you imagine how many boxes of biscuits they'll be sending across the country, it's a substantial amount of space saved, and therefore presumably petrol saved and all this, that and the other. They look the same as the milk chocolate ones. You're right. And basically, yes, they are. You have to be careful not to mix them up here. So this is the salted caramel one. This is the milk chocolate one. So yeah, exactly the same. So it's just the flavouring that they've added. Hopefully, I think this is the milk chocolate one, isn't it? So you have to, yeah. I mean, it might be a slightly lighter. And it might be slightly lighter, I think. I feel lost which one's which now. You can see there, I think the one on the right is slightly darker than the salted caramel one on the left. On my, on your left, not my left. So this is the salted caramel one. I think it's slightly lighter. I don't know if you can quite make that out. Slightly, ever so slightly lighter, I think. Could be a trick of the light, but I think it is. And when I looked at them before in the box, that did look to be the case. But as I say, I'm not sure which is which now. I don't think that's the salted caramel one. I think it is, yeah. I think so. We'll see what happens. But yeah, when I look at them in the box, I'll say these are the... It's very hard to tell. These are the milk chocolate ones, and these are the salted caramel ones. Can you see? Can you think they're slightly lighter? Like the ones on your right, I think they're slightly lighter. Not to... The ones underneath now. Try not to spill them over. If you can quite tell. The light's not helping. I'm not sure. But I think there's a slight difference, maybe. Could be a trick of the light. Could be me imagining it. I'm not sure. But they're basically the same. I can't tell it's probably the lighting. Yeah, it could well be that, or my eyesight being terrible. But one or the other. I think there might be a slight difference. But, I don't know. Alright. So this is salted caramel. I might have got them wrong now. Who knows? Yeah. Does look a little bit lighter. Yeah, if you strain hard enough, you might be able to tell. But I don't know. Yeah. Oh dear. Right. Well, I mean, I said I wasn't going to measure them all because they're all exactly the same. But just in case you view this in isolation, or I take this out and put it separately, I'll measure them again just to do it quickly. But it's about, what was it? Yeah, 4.9 this time rather than the 5 that it was before. So that's about a millimetre, I think, this time. Seems to be quite as wide. Oh, there you go, 5. Okay, might just be me. Well, it's not quite straight at the sides. And the height is about a centimetre. But there is a slight dip, don't forget, because of that lip on the edge, so it's a bit cheeky. There we go. All right. Yeah, it could be the lighting. Yeah, it's one of those. It is. It is a difficult one. It seems to be melting a bit more, this one, though. It's definitely... The chocolate is a bit softer than the other one. Than the other ones. So it could just be that the place is warming up a bit because of the lights and things. But, yeah. All right, well, let's give it a bit of a taste. Oop. Got rid of the wrong thing there. Oh. There we go. Okay. All right, let's do it. Let's see. Hopefully this is the salted caramel one as well. I think it is. No, it is. It is quite subtle. The chocolate definitely seems to be a bit softer, but it's a very subtle caramel taste. I was a bit worried it was the wrong one, but I'm just going to just in case. Hard to even smell the difference now. Got so used to it. I think I'm quite sure this is the one, but in fact, hang on. I know there was a difference because one of them had a hole in, didn't it? I think. There we go. Yeah. So this is definitely the salted caramels because one of them had that hole in. I didn't mention it at the time, but yeah. Right. So just in case, just take a bit of a nibble from here, just in case. Yeah, it's very subtle actually. To the point where I'm having to actually double check I'm eating the right ones. I think is not the best. I think it's there. You know what I mean? It's there. You can get some kind of caramelly sort of taste, but it's very subtle. It is very much a flavouring. You can kind of taste a bit of the sort of burnt caramelly style taste, if you know what I mean. Yeah, they're quite similar to the sort of flavoured Aeros that they did, those Aero caramel melts, whatever they were called. You know, that were kind of a bit disappointing for the same fact that they didn't have actual caramel. And I think that's the problem with them. They just don't taste of actual caramel really, and there's certainly not much of a salted caramel taste there. I mean, I will give them a dunk, but I think the coffee will definitely overpower any semblance of caramel taste it had. It's definitely a bit softer. The chocolate seems to be, you know, It's like plain or biscuit. It's very, you can't really, it's very similar to the milk chocolate, the regular one. It's just very, you just can't really taste the caramel that much. There's something there. There's a slight flavouring there, but it's very subtle. Very subtle. So, and it's not really salty either. You know, it's still nice. But they don't add too much over the regular ones. Maybe it kind of sweetens the chocolate a bit. You know, I think it's not quite as milky as the original. Ones. Let's just have a bit of a nibble. Yeah, the original ones tasted a bit more. I don't know, a bit more sort of Belgian chocolatey, and the other ones just taste a bit sort of sweeter. So there's a bit of a difference there, but it's very hard to, you know, it's only when having them back to back like this that I can really tell it. So it's very subtle. I mean, they're still about as good, but they're very disappointed by the fact that there's no salted caramel in there, and B, the fact that it's so weak and it's not really salt either. So I don't really, you know, there's no saltiness to it. Yeah, it's a very much a shame that really. So yeah, how to rate it then? I mean, I don't really know if I can say it's a 3 out of 5 just because it's so disappointing by the fact it doesn't really taste of salted caramel. But, you know, maybe I can. But then it does mean it's sort of comparable to just a milk chocolate digestive. And I think they're a bit better than those generally. I think it's very disappointing by the fact there's no salted caramel. But I think it's still, you know, a nice biscuit. But it's just disappointing for what it should have been as opposed to what it is. But it's still okay. It's still enjoyable. But you might struggle to notice that this is a salted caramel biscuit unless you knew it was one, and even then, like I've said, you still struggle. So I think for me it's a 3.5 out of 5, but you could probably deduct a half a mark there for the disappointment by the fact that it doesn't really taste like it. But I think it might be a bit unfair to reduce its mark about that. Why call it salted caramel if there's no if there's no salty taste to it? I know they do it quite frequently though with these salted caramel products. I've had quite a lot of them where they don't really taste salted at all. You know, there's no real, I don't know why they do it, you know. It's very strange really. I mean, I think I don't know, in this case there's no actual caramel anyway, but yeah, certainly very, very, very weak. And I find a lot of salted caramels don't really taste very salty, I must say, but usually it's ones like this where they're kind of, you know, not really going all out for it or just trying to sort of bodge in a flavour really. So yeah, well, shame. But alright, let's try these ones then. What have we got here? Orange rounds this time. So these are newer ones, these ones. Limited edition, it says. Orange flavoured shortcake biscuits in smooth milk chocolates. These are very limited, so clearly see some oranges in the background there. Just in case you didn't know. There we go. So same affair going on, I think. 130 grams as before. It's going to be a flavouring, so there's no orange pieces in there or anything like that. It's the orange flavoured shortcake biscuits coated in milk chocolate. 71% milk chocolate again. That same gist, sort of gist here. Palm oil in there. Mango kernel as well again. And palm fat, of course. Milk soy cocoa soy 25% minimum. Milk soy 14% minimum. Made in the UK. So same again. 130 grams. Same again. 8 servings per pack. 515 calories, so roughly the same. Slight variation in it. 25.7 grams of fat, 18.4 which is saturated. So very similar, just slight variations in the calories. Yeah. Never seen orange chocolate before. Goodness me, well, that's something if you come to the UK, you'll definitely be bombarded with orange chocolates, especially the past couple of years. Every company under the sun was doing it, basically, orange chocolate. But it's quite famous in the UK for Terry's Chocolate Orange. Sort of basically, literally a orange-shaped ball of chocolate that has little orange segments in it. And I've done loads of reviews on those as well. Definitely search out those reviews at Adriana. Very nice. In fact, I've got a new one coming up soon as well. I've just reviewed a new Easter edition of theirs, so hopefully I'll get that out this week. But yeah, you definitely love those. Yeah, orange chocolate. It's very nice. It works very well. But it's definitely a thing in the UK. We've had quite a lot of it. Yeah. So I'll open these ones. I'll give them a quick measure again. They're exactly the same. You know, it's basically the same thing again, but just different flavour. I think that's going to be the gist of these. The same, just different flavours. Okay. Alright, so here we go. So you can see again, very similar. I mean, I don't know. There might be, I don't think we'll go too much into the nuance of the colour of the chocolate this time. It might be similar to the salted caramel one. Again, there might be a light issue. Definitely smells of orange though, a bit like an orange club. Those in UK will know what I mean by that. Little orange chocolate biscuit that we had from when you were younger. Here's the regular chocolate one. Here's an orange chocolate one. So again, maybe a slight difference in the colour, maybe. And see from that side, this one just looks a bit lighter. Yeah. So yeah. Yes, you can definitely smell the difference this time. Yes, I've seen the lint orange, but never anything else really. Ah, okay, yeah, yeah. Well, but they're not. They're all relatively similar. I mean, there are some differences, but you know. But Terry's Chocolate Orange is a kind of famous thing in the UK. They only really did orange flavour for quite some time. That's generally their thing. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, if you do come to the UK, definitely search those out for sure. Right. So I think again, I'll do a quick cursory. I think that's a word. Measure, but we've been here and done that. Okay, several times. So there's 4.8 there, but I think if I did it in just the right way, it would eventually get to 5. There we go. Okay. And height, about 1 centimetre again. All right. No pattern on the bottom particularly this time, reminiscent of the other ones, but it might be hidden by the chocolate a bit more. But you can see there is some kind of pattern, just not the same as before. Interesting. A bit of a snap. You see no difference other than the scent, I see. I know what you mean. Yes, but yeah, I think it could be me imagining it. I'm not sure, but they seem to be just slightly lighter. But again, I could be imagining it, and it's not really worth thinking about too much, really. Even if there was one, I don't think it's very subtle. But yeah, there's definitely a scent difference. Yes, I'm not sure if you could see it, but I know what you mean. All right, let's give this a bit of a taste. Hopefully it'll be a good one. Let's see. Not bad actually. I think the definitely a subtle orange flavour with them. I don't think it works very well with the chocolate actually. I think the chocolate's a bit too. Again, in this case you can tell that the chocolate's quite a creamy chocolate. Like the salted caramel ones, I think strangely enough, I did mention it at the time, but I think the flavour kind of sort of, what's the word? Complemented or counterbalanced or countered the creaminess of the chocolate a bit and made it just like a nice normal chocolate. And I think, to an extent might have been slightly nicer than the regular one. This one though, unfortunately, the orange chocolate flavour doesn't really work with the milkiness or the creaminess of the milk chocolate. It's a bit too, doesn't complement the flavour very well, unfortunately. Yeah, so a bit of a shame, but it's still nice. It's got a subtle orange flavour, a bit like most orange flavoured chocolates really. Maybe a bit less so, but not too dissimilar. But unfortunately, yeah, the milk chocolate doesn't work well with it in this case. It's just not right for the. I mean, in my opinion, anyway. You know, I just feel like it's a bit too creamy, a bit too milky for the orange flavouring, and it just means that it doesn't really work as well. It kind of tastes a bit strange. You know what I mean? You know. Maybe if it's typical to have like an orange flavoured milkshake or something, it might be a bit more normal. But because you don't, and probably for obvious reasons, it just comes across as a bit of an odd flavouring, really. Yeah, so it's okay though. I don't think it's any worse than the others. Again, I think it just tends to be kind of, you know, it's not horrible or anything. It's kind of quite similar to the others. I don't think it's that bad. It's just not that any. It's nothing really special about it, really. I feel like it's another 3.5 to a 4. But more on the 3.5 side. So again, it's another 3.5 out of 5. It's nice though, but just not really lifting the flavour as much as you would like, unfortunately. Yeah. One problem with orange chocolate is that the orange overpowers the chocolate. Yeah, I mean, it can be like that, really. I think that's the thing. You definitely have to sort of, I think, be in for the orange flavouring to get the most out of it. So yeah, I feel like, you know, it does definitely overpower, but I think all flavourings do, really. It just depends if you like them. Like mint, for instance, does as well. But having said that, that salted caramel one didn't, you know. So I think this one is quite subtle, so you might quite like this one, Adriana. I think because it is more subtle than your typical orange flavoured chocolate, but I feel like the chocolate's a bit too creamy for it. So swings and roundabouts. These are just a bit, yeah, you know, but not bad. Now I've got the latest one, another limited edition one. Got a few of them coming out at the moment. They had the orange one and this one, so I've done two relatively similar. This is what I'm very much looking forward to. The Cappuccino Rounds. Look at this. Cappuccino flavoured shortcake biscuits coated in smooth milk chocolate. A little cappuccino there, in case you didn't know what one was. So very excited for this one. Yeah, I think I quite like coffee flavoured chocolates. So this one should be for me, I think, is the gist of it. Well, there you go. It does tell you what the calories are for each biscuit there. So I'll probably look at those in the end. I didn't see that. It just 85 calories a biscuit though. Look at that. Goodness me. Yeah, have to be careful. There's about 3 of them, haven't I, at least? All right, there we go. So get in touch. You're not happy and stuff like that. We'll hear from you. Then 400 grams, 506 calories. So less calories in these ones than the others, actually. 24.2 grams of fat, 13.8 of which are saturates. 8 biscuits per pack. 130 grams still. So they all weigh the same. Suited for vegetarians. Natural size. There you go. There's the ingredients there as well, if it focuses in. Milk chocolate 7%, 71% rather. Same as the others. Palm oil there. There we go. Got the mango in there as well. And then palm oil there as well. Okay. Milk chocolate contains cocoa size 25% minimum, milk size 14% minimum. So the same as the other ones, basically. So very similar really. Coffee, biscuits, and chocolate in one, that's a winner. Definitely is, Andrew. I mean, yeah, you know, some people don't like coffee chocolate, but I'm definitely a fan. I've always just liked the, you know, yeah. I think these ones hopefully will be a winner. And they should work with the creaminess of the chocolate as well, you would have said. So it should be a winner, this one. You know, the white chocolate was very good as well, it has to be said. But these ones, yeah, I think these ones should be, in theory, a good one. I can open them. Try to open them a bit more carefully. So we got the gist of it. You know, too many for the pack. You could fit in 2 more. Let's have a look. There we go. Maybe slightly lighter. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely definitely a sort of, definitely smells of a cappuccino, but definitely like a sort of latte type smell coming from them. Very nice. But yep, you can see there's no, let's say, cappuccino cream or anything. It's just basically flavouring in the chocolate. You got the same shenanigan going on. Same pattern underneath as well. I wonder if they're using, you know, Andrew was mentioning before about how it's the same sort of design as the party rings. I don't know if he was meaning it to say it, but I wonder if they are actually the iced ring biscuits in these, actually. I wonder if that's the gist of it. I don't think they're shortcake though, are they? But I wonder if they use, I don't know, maybe they are, I don't know really, but I wonder if that's the case. It's worth investigation, that, I wonder. Yeah, I wonder if it is. Hello Divinus, how are you doing? Good to see you, Divinus. Hope you're doing well. Ah, how's things for you today? And if these weren't probably only UK, I would have bought a pack for Christmas. Yeah, definitely nice biscuits to have around Christmas. Actually, those kind of biscuits, but you can get some of these in a set, but not the flavoured ones. You know. So we'll do the usual. Give it a quick measure, just for good measure. We've got 5 centimeters in width, I imagine. It depends where you measure it. If you measure it in the right spots, yeah, there we go. Centimetre in height. Pretty much, yeah, there we are. And you lose a bit in certain spaces because of the shape and stuff like that, being a perfect circle, things like this. Give it a bit of a split. So again, it does look a bit light. Oh, look at that, the biscuit's definitely darker here. Look at this. That's definitely a darker biscuit, whether it's on purpose or not, but look at that. What if they have flavoured the biscuit in this case? I was always saying it was a chocolate, but in this case, that biscuit is definitely different. It's the only one that's looked different though, as far as I could tell. Yeah, that's definitely a different biscuit. Let's just try breaking one of the others just to see. Yeah, look, just broken of one. Whoa, this darker biscuit. So there is actually a difference here, for sure, so we might be in for something this time. Yes. So let's have a see. So let's give this one a bit of a taste and find out. Let's do it. This one definitely seems to have a bit of It definitely is flavoured in the biscuit this time. It's definitely different than the other ones. I'm pretty sure that the others were flavoured in the chocolate, but this one, they really have flavoured the biscuit. It's very interesting. Yeah, well, maybe a coffee flavoured biscuit. Yes. I think it's it's very interesting actually that they've made this change for this one, because all the others, I'm quite sure, let's say, weren't flavoured in the biscuit. I'm quite sure of that. I could be wrong, but I'm quite sure. But this one, it really is for sure, and you can visibly see it anyway. Very interesting. Does mean the chocolate's not flavoured, but it's one of those. I'm quite intrigued by this one. I quite like this. It's an obvious difference as well. The other ones were too subtle. You know, I think you would have known if it was the biscuit really. But I'd say I could be wrong, but it's one of those. Yeah, I think you're on the wrong channel, Divinus, basically. Yes. Wrong channel, yeah. Chocolate here, unfortunately, yeah. So there we go. But I don't know, yeah. But I do wish you all the best. But unfortunately, I give you biscuit advice, but that's about it. Well, chocolate advice, generally, I guess. All right. Yeah, not bad, these ones. I'm quite impressed, actually. I might have to give another nibble just to... Yeah, very interesting, very nice. And it's... I mean, it's quite interesting. It's just a very interesting take on it. I think you get quite a lot of good sort of, I don't know, nuance to the taste this time, which you weren't getting with the other ones. It's very much delivered in a different way. I'll say it could be the fact I was expecting it to be in the chocolate and the other ones meant, you know, I thought it was and it wasn't, but I'm quite sure it was really. We've had this before with digestive biscuits and things. It is one of those. Yes, you would eat the whole pack. Yeah. I've got 6 of these packs to go. We've got the last one in a minute. Yeah, honestly, one of those. But yes. Oh dear, very much. Yeah, you would have. Well, yes, I read it right. Don't worry, Adrian. I read it right. Yes. I didn't even notice you'd made the mistake actually. But yeah. Very interesting, these ones. I think they're very, very nice actually. I think the problem with them is perhaps it's just a bit too. I think unfortunately because the chocolate isn't flavoured. You know, I'm complaining about the fact that the biscuit wasn't flavoured before, but the fact that the chocolate isn't flavoured just means that perhaps it kind of, I don't know, I feel like it doesn't work quite as well as you would have liked it with the, you know, with the biscuit. It's kind of a bit, it's like the other one where it was just a bit too milky and a bit too creamy. So it's a bit of a funny one really. So it kind of has just the sort of cappuccino-y coffee type taste in the biscuit, but the chocolate itself doesn't seem to come across that way as much, and I feel like it kind of doesn't quite balance it quite well. You know, it kind of counterbalances, doesn't complement it very well. You know, whereas the salted caramel one kind of complemented it, and I think the white chocolate one did as well. Actually, worked very well with it. You know, so I don't know. I feel like this one, bit of a funny one, but it's still nice. But I feel like there's just something a bit. It would be nicer, I think, if the I think maybe it would work better as well, perhaps if it was the white chocolate one, or if it was white chocolate maybe. Might work a bit better with it. There's something that's not quite perfect with it, if you know what I mean. But I do like the fact the biscuit is different. I do like the fact it's a bit more distinctive. I just feel like the chocolate again is a bit too, I don't know. Yeah, let's just try see if I could taste some of the chocolate maybe. Yeah. On its own. There is I can't particularly taste a coffee taste there. Yeah, while doing that, I'll just try the orange one on its own. Yeah, there's definitely. I think there is anyway. Just see. Yeah, definitely orange flavouring in the chocolate. Whereas in this one, it's definitely in the biscuits. So, yeah, I feel like unfortunately, just the biscuit, the chocolate just doesn't quite complement it as well as you'd like. I don't know why, it kind of detracts from it a bit, but it's still nice. I think for me, maybe it just pushes it slightly above the other ones. Maybe it's still not, I don't know. I think it's a very low 4 out of 5. I think just the fact that the chocolate again just doesn't quite work as well as you'd like with it, but it's not horrible or anything like by any means. But it's just, I don't know. It could nearly be a 3.5 out of 5 as well, really. But I'm just pushing up just because it's a bit more interesting in the ones, and they've actually made a bit more of an effort, I think. But yeah, so there we go. Right, last ones for today. Now these ones are a bit out of date, but we'll throw them in. This is a Tickle Pink. It has Tickle Pink Breast Cancer Awareness range. I think they did last year. Raspberry flavoured shortcake biscuits coated in smooth milk chocolate. Raspberry rounds. The same thing, but these ones I've had for ages. I thought I'd just try and review. Hopefully they'll be edible still. We'll see what happens. But yeah. Got the usual stuff there. 506 calories, 24.3 grams of fat, 13.9 of which are saturates. 8 servings per pack. There we go. So, what does it say? Biscuit all my teeth. Raspberry flavoured shortcake biscuits coated in milk chocolates. There we are. So 71% milk chocolate as always. Got the typical flavourings here. I think it probably has. Got palm fat in there as well. Mango's in there. I think it's for mango kernels they use. And palm oil as well. Milk chocolatines, cocoa size 25% minimum, milk size 14% minimum. It's the same thing as always. It's got there you go. Minimum of 10% of the price of this product will be donated to breast cancer now, a registered charity. There you go. So there we are. Okay. There we go. Yes. I love raspberry chocolates. Too bad these were a limited edition. Yeah, it is a bit of a shame. It is a bit of a shame. But there we go. Yeah, it is a bit of a shame, I think. It's just one of those where, unfortunately, again, it will just be flat flavouring again. But maybe, you know, as you said, you love raspberry chocolate, so... But it is a shame the limited edition ones. A lot of these are limited edition ones, so it has to be said. I'm feeling like it might... Let's see. I mean, hopefully it'll be okay. This is the problem with this one. It is a bit out of date, so... We shall see whether it's... I assume it's still edible, but you never know. Fingers crossed it doesn't look horrendous. Probably still be fine. But we shall see. There you go. There's nothing obviously wrong with them, so hopefully. Alright, there we go. Yeah. I think they look okay. We'll see. I assume they're probably fine. There we go. Do seem to have... yeah. They've got like little... watches in these ones. Don't know if they're anything to worry about or not, but there we go, we'll see. There we go. Right, let's give it a measure then again. So let's see. Neither Andrew, did you try these ones in the past? So it might be a bit dodgy to eat, but we'll risk it. I think it would have been a bit more obvious if we were too that dodgy, but we'll see. But the usual stuff, 5 centimetres. 1 centimetre tall. Okay. Not really much of a smell coming from them, to be honest with you. Maybe a slight raspberry smell, actually. Very slight, though. It's very slight. I wish it wasn't flavouring. I wish they put raspberry jam in it to at least make it pink. Yeah, well, that'd be a good one, wouldn't it? If it was white chocolate and they'd coloured it pink, I think that would be good. Or even use ruby chocolate. Yeah, it's a good point, that, really, Adriana. I think it could definitely have made more of an effort, I think. Some of these, for sure. Yeah, so very much white centre again. So let's just see, compare it to one from before. You can see it's not any different than another one from before. Alright, yeah. Seems to be okay. I can't see any obvious problems with it, so hopefully it's fine, so even though it's past its date, but we'll see. Let's give it a taste. Well, raspberry flavour certainly, I mean, I can tell it's not quite as fresh as the other ones, basically, you know. But because of the other ones, I can kind of tell, you know, I know what it should be like, really. Not bad, you know, not bad. It does have some, let's see. You can see there's kind of like you can see in this bit here, there's that sort of bubble there. That comes from that there. Now I don't know what that is. I wonder what these were. I thought maybe it's something dodgy going on, but there's something, I don't know, just like some, I don't know if it's sort of bits of raspberry or something. Well, not raspberry, but bits of something that's gone on in the process. I don't know, but I think the raspberry flavour in this one's actually pretty good. It tastes a nice raspberry flavour. It's actually pretty nice. Yikes, an expired cookie. Yeah, basically, yeah. They've been in the backlog for a long time. I don't think you can tell they're slightly not quite, you know, they just taste a bit, I wouldn't say stale or anything like that, but you can tell they're not quite as fresh as the other ones. But you know, I can make up the difference by the fact that I know what they should be like, if you know what I mean. So it's fine. All that's different here is the flavouring, and to be honest with you, it's not a bad flavour. It's actually quite nice. It's more prominent and it works better than the orange one, I must say. It's definitely complements the chocolate quite well. Now you could argue maybe it's because the chocolate isn't as fresh as it was, I don't know, but to be honest with you, it looks perfectly fine. I feel like it's more the biscuit that's the problem. I think it's just a bit less crisp, would you say? Crisp? Bit less, it's just not, I wouldn't say, it's just not quite as, it's a bit softer than it otherwise would be, I think. But it's a shortbread biscuit, so it's not that, was it shortcake biscuits? It's not too bad of a thing. Yeah, they're actually pretty good, these ones. The strawberry flavour is pretty good. I think it's in the chocolate. I think so. I think it's in the chocolate. It's hard to say. I think it is. Sometimes you need a bit more because it's quite a subtle flavour. Yeah. Like a soft, stale thing. Not really. I mean, you can tell it, because I've had the other ones just before this one, I can tell the difference, basically. But it's not that bad. It's not that big of a difference. They just taste a bit different. I can just tell there's a difference, but they're not that much of a difference, to be honest with you. You know, I think if I didn't have all the other ones next to it and I just tasted them all, I don't think I would have really been able to particularly tell. But But you know, let's say the flavouring's still nice. It works better with the chocolate. I think it's just better than the orange one. Really. It's just a better flavour, a bit more interesting. You know, it's a shame it's limited edition one. I think this one kind of works. I'd say just works better than the orange ones, really. In this case, it would have had it. Yes. I think, yeah, nothing to worry about in this case. I mean, you can usually tell with these ones because usually the chocolate, if it's gone off a bit, you can tell by looking at the chocolate, basically. And that's perfectly fine, to be honest with you. But you see, if you never hear from me again, it's because they've killed me in my sleep, but there we go. But yeah, I think for me, I mean, these ones, you know, pretty much, I think the flavour just lifts it, above the orange ones. I think it's a pretty good one. I think it's a 4 out of 5, these ones. Pretty nice, actually. The flavour's pretty good, pretty solid flavour. It's a shame a limited edition one, but if you see them again, you might do it again every year or so if they continue with the charity work. I think it's not bad at all, that. Yeah, not bad at all. 4 out of 5, that one. It just, the flavouring just works a bit better, and it just, you know, I think it's still probably a low 4 out of 5, but, you know, not a million miles away. So let's have a look at the calories per the individual one then, shall we? So, if I can, I think I was just going to say, going to do that before. So unfortunately, I've typically ripped just along the calorie bit here for these ones. That's not very good. I think that's 86 calories for these ones. This is the orange biscuit. Can't believe I ripped just. This is why I try not to do it, because I always, you know, yeah, I think it's 86 calories. I mean, I've got it perfectly there, but by the time I turn it around to show you, it might not be You can quite see that if it focuses in. Yeah, just take a word for it's 86 calories. Then these ones, the raspberry ones, what are these? 85, so quite similar. This is the odd calorie difference basically. Salted caramel ones in per biscuit, 85 again. We've had 84 and 85, I think, haven't we? These are the cappuccino ones, 85. So you can see they're quite similar because it's just the flavouring, you know, not massive amounts of difference. 86 for the regular ones, which is strange really because they've, you know, had anything added to them. And then it's 87 for the white chocolate ones. Yeah, so a bit of a difference, just a couple of calories in it really, but not much. You know, strange that, isn't it? But there we go. Yeah. The calorie count is low. Perfect if I want an afternoon snack. Yes. But I say if you eat the whole pack of them, all 8 of them though, you know, it's what's 85 times 8. Not sure there's 8 times 8. What's that? 64, is it? 8, 16, 24. 8, 16, 24. Yeah, my maths is not as good as it was. 8, 16, 24, 32. Yeah, 64. And then add a couple more on. Yeah, so, yeah, so one of those. So it's about 640, 700 odd calories, something like that, isn't it? I think so. Yeah, 700 calories. I think so. It's quite a lot when you look at it that way. So you have to be careful not to nibble the whole thing. I mean, I've had, you know, a good 4 or 5 of them, haven't I? So just doing this review. So there we go. Yeah. But there we are, guys. That brings us to the end of this one. It's been a pretty good one. Yeah, hope you've enjoyed it all. But quite an interesting spread of them. They're quite similar though, it has to be said, but there are some nuances there that definitely bring some above the others. I think the white chocolate ones was particularly nice. I quite like the cappuccino ones and the raspberry ones as well. The milk chocolate ones were okay, but I think the milk chocolate was not really for me. The orange ones didn't work well with the milk chocolate, and the salted caramel ones was very subtle. I mean, I think it balanced the milk chocolate strangely enough, so it didn't have the problem that the milk chocolate ones had, where it's just a bit too, you know, not the best chocolate you could tell. I think not quite. I think it counterbalances that a bit, but unfortunately you can't taste the the salted caramel there really, and what you can taste certainly isn't salty, so a bit disappointing those runs really. But I think the white chocolate ones, I would definitely go for those, and I think cappuccino ones are interesting. I mean, they're all nice, don't get me wrong, they're all pretty good, none of them are horrible or anything like that. I think just some work better than others, but only just, so I think they're all worth it. So they're all at least a 3.5 out of 5. Some of them made it up to just about a 4, but none of them really excelled at being anything too dramatic. And I think they are quite indulgent as well. So 1 or 2 of them, maybe. I mean, I know you could technically go and eat them all, and I'm sure I would manage this as well. But certainly, Adriana sounds like they would as well. But I think just the fact that it's it's they're just quite indulgent, so I think you struggle to have too many. Whereas things like chocolate hobnobs, things like that, you might be a bit more comfortable scoffing a lot more, and they wouldn't quite weigh you down. These ones probably would a bit, but there we go. So yeah. All right, well there we go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for coming in the chat. Good to see you, Adriana, Andrew. Yes, Divinus. Yeah, and Jiao from before, and anyone else who's watching as well. Thanks so much. There's about a 12-second delay between messages coming in and out, so basically you might message me. And I might not see it unfortunately till I've actually gone. So so I'm not ignoring you. It's just the way it happens sometimes. Well, yes, have a great Saturday. Oh, thank you very much, Joe. Have a great one yourself. Yeah, Adriana, have a great one as well. Andrew, of course. Yes, and Divinus as well. Have a good one. Have a great one, everyone. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you have any foxes, let me know. And I'll see you again soon. Bye for now. See you later.